In this video, we'll review the basic configuration settings for a Barnacle system. From the main screen, select Settings. Make sure you are on the Devices tab. Here you can view and configure all settings for your device. If you have a camera connected, the system will automatically capture photos at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and 1 p.m. If the photos appear rotated in the gallery, you can adjust the camera rotation setting here. Next, you will see the map settings. Next are the battery monitoring options. For each input, you can enable both monitor and alert. Monitor means that this input will appear as a tile on the dashboard. If we disable monitor for battery 1, the tile disappears from the dashboard. When we enable it again, the tile reappears. The alert setting controls whether the system generates an alert when the battery voltage exceeds configured limits while the system is armed. By default, the alert triggers if voltage rises above 15 volts or drops below 12 volts. For a 24-volt system, you may want to change the thresholds to approximately 30 volts for high voltage and 24 volts for low voltage. You can also rename each input. For example, we can rename battery 1 to house battery 1. If an input is connected to a bilge pump instead of a battery, change the device type to bilge. You can then configure the names for the pumping and OK states. If no device is connected to a battery input, simply disable monitoring for that input. For bilge monitoring, several alarm types are available. The long period alert triggers if the bilge pump runs 10 times within a 24-hour period. The short period alert triggers if the bilge runs 3 times within 30 minutes. An alert will also be generated if the bilge pump runs continuously for more than 60 seconds. The delay time determines how long the bilge must run before the activity is registered. For example, a delay of 2 seconds prevents alerts from bilge pumps that briefly cycle on and off every few seconds. Next are the digital inputs. These inputs are used for sensors such as door or hatch sensors. For example, we can configure a door sensor. When the door is closed, the circuit is complete, so we label that state closed. When the door is open, the circuit breaks, which becomes the low state. We typically configure alerts when the signal goes low, meaning the door has opened. You can also enable photo on alert to capture a photo when the alert occurs. If you have a siren or strobe light connected to output 1, you can configure that output to activate during the alert. If no additional digital inputs are connected, you can disable those inputs. The Barnacle also monitors vessel motion. Heel measures side-to-side movement of the vessel. Pitch measures forward and backward movement. By default, motion alerts are set to trigger at 35 degrees. Humidity monitoring measures the humidity level detected at the Barnacle. We recommend setting a high alert at 90% humidity and a low alert at 15%. The impact sensor detects sudden shocks or impacts on the vessel. By default, it will trigger an alert when an impact exceeds 2 Gs. For pitch alerts, we recommend a threshold of positive 5 degrees and negative 5 degrees. The Barnacle also includes a barometer that measures atmospheric pressure. The shore power input detects whether shore power is connected. This input can also be used with a laser sensor for intrusion detection. In this configuration, the high state represents OK, and when the laser beam is broken, the signal goes low, triggering an alert. For laser sensors, we recommend a delay time of 0.05 seconds. You can also enable photo on alert and trigger a strobe or siren output. Temperature alerts can also be configured. Select your preferred unit and set thresholds appropriate for your boat. For example, you may choose to trigger alerts above 50 degrees Celsius or below 0 degrees Celsius. Finally, the Calibrate button allows you to calibrate the Barnacle in its installed position. If the unit is mounted at an angle, press Calibrate to set the current position as the 0 reference. Once all settings are configured, select Save. Your Barnacle system is now fully configured, and the dashboard will update to reflect your selected monitoring options.